Alright folks, GSOR the tank, special tier 9 British medium tank, a free gift if you log in before January 1st, 2025. It is practically a tank destroyer's turret, the GSOR 1008, on a Charlemagne's body. So heavy tank body at tier 8 with a tank destroyer's turret at tier 8. But the turret has been up armored from 150 to 190mm with space armor now. The hull front is not as strong. It is only 100mm compared to 130 on the Charlemagne and 170 on the bottom plate on the Charlemagne. So hull armor is definitely not as strong, but you have better turret armor now, even though the Centurion 7.1's turret is much stronger with the mantlet. So a more or less British patent the tank, if you will. A gift is a gift anyways, but pretty good time to mark up your other tier 9s with marks of excellence. But this vehicle, funny enough, was kept secret from everybody, including the CCs. We did not know about this vehicle, never made it to the super test or common test, in comparison to stuff like Rosanov's Titty or the FV226 Contradictious. So those vehicles skipped out on super test, but actually made it to the common test. This vehicle just appeared with a micro patch, so first of its kind, but the vehicle is shaping up to be not that good. So L7 does have the double hash round. One is gold, one is standard, but less DPM than the actual 7.1 Centurion, and worse accuracy, longer aim time, so definitely doesn't perform as well as with the Centurion. You do have one more degree of gun depression at the cost of 8 degrees of gun elevation, so don't go into valleys and shooting upwards onto a hill. Bad idea. Always have the high ground. Also, traverse for the turret is slightly slower than the 7.1, so it's not as good as a tech tree vehicle technically, but it's also not a premium, so you are at a disadvantage, obviously. Somewhat. So worse accuracy, longer aim time, worse DPM, same pin, same shells. It's the same gun, but takes longer to load. And you have 3-man crew, so not the full kit of loader skills, but oh well. You have some of the loader skill by sharing it, like 3 at max, but not as much. So yeah, the gun definitely not as strong as the 7.1, but let's see the actual dispersion. Tanks.gg has not been updated, but we can still see it with the hidden parameters in the actual game. The scale is a little bit different, but in comparison, you'll see. So using the 7.1s on the Centurion and the tracks. So turret traverse dispersion is about the same, funny enough. So on the actual 7.1, it's not that great. It's worse than the hull traverse and hull moving dispersion. Let's see, 7.1, I'm using the 590 in comparison, but Centurion 7.1, yeah, turret traverse dispersion is not great. 0.18, so it is the same as with the 7.1. So don't switch about or rotate the turret that quickly. Snapshotting is not the greatest, so more like a charioteer of a 7.1, funny enough. Has worse terrain resistance than the Centurion, that's not great, and worse moving and rotation on the hull dispersion. It's 0.12 on the Centurion. That's pretty decent. That's like a patent. That's very good. That is not great. That is almost double. So from the numbers, it's about 0.2 or 2.1 moving and traversing the hull dispersion. So vertical stabilizer might be a choice on this vehicle. Ooh, that is not great. So I mean, then again, it's a free vehicle, so I guess, I mean, free is free, but let's see how bad the Patent the Tank dispersion is. I think it's also pretty bad. So Patent the Tank, yeah, it's not great. 0.22. Church reverse dispersion is not bad, but it's alright. I mean, you want below 0.1. Let's see. Let me just do a little comparison. I have the vehicle. Woof. Let's see. Modules, 120mm hull and tracks. I'll compare this to the GSOR. Yeah, kinda. Oh, how is the guns different? Does it depend on the actual gun? That's surprising. So we really have to wait until tanks.gg to be updated. But for now, the ballpark value is about the same for the tracks. It's way different on the actual turret. Maybe the gun is a factor. Maybe. Interesting. Alright, moving on to the actual armor. So, might have slightly better moving the hull and rotating the hull dispersion, but yeah, not as good for the actual gun, possibly. But let's see the actual armor. 1700 health, that's fine, I guess. But 100 on the hull front, 150 on the turret front. Oh god. Yeah, not great. Not great. Definitely not as strong as the actual Charlemagne. It's the same body. The model is slightly different. The texture on the model is also slightly different. Different scratches and dents, different exhaust and fume stains, fine. But yeah, the actual armor is not that great. Only 100 on the hull front, 100 on the bottom plate. We already covered this with the Charlemagne. The Charlemagne is so much better. It's not that great on the Charlemagne, granted, but still a lot better than 100mm on the hull front. Turret front, it's 190 with 6mm of space armor, but effectively it's still about 200. That's not saying much. I mean, unless you're fully gun depressed, but it's an oscillating turret. The space armor and the sloping of the turret front goes with the gun. It's not like the mantlet only moves. So you're not getting better than 200mm effectively. So it has no turret armor. I thought it had turret armor. You could bounce a few shots. Theoretically, you could bounce like shaped charges, like high explosive anti-tank rounds, but not much against AP or APCR. Not great. 63. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, turret doesn't have armor. You can also shoot at the viewports. That's 190. Or the mantlet. Mantlet is not exactly space armor. It's 190, just a gun. Armor's not great. Side armor, side skirts covering 50 in comparison to like 70-ish or 80 on the Charlemagne. So yeah, also kind of crap. This is more like a sniper than a versatile. You're more camping in the back, sniping with this vehicle. Even more so than the Patent the Tank. I mean, Patent has a turret front. It's not a strong one, but it's a turret front. Could bounce a few, other than the cupola, but this turret front doesn't really bounce anything. Mostly light tanks, or possibly artillery shells. No, it still gets splashed, but yeah, it hurts. No, armor sucks. Armor's not the. It doesn't suck per se. You could bounce a few autocannon rounds, I guess, but the armor's not great. Armor's definitely not great. Autocannon rounds will penetrate the hull with AP, definitely. So yeah, armor is not that great. Mobility-wise, 17 horsepower per ton ratio, 40 kilometers per hour top speed, 17 reverse, and worse terrain resistance than the 7.1. So let's see, Let's see the 7-1's terrain resistance, since I remember it. It's close, but ugh. So yeah. 1.1 for hard, 1.3 for medium, 2.3 for soft. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's chunky heavy or chunky medium tank, more like a heavy medium tank of terrain resistance. You want below 1. You want about 0.5 or 0.6 or so on average for hard, and 0.8 on average for medium, and 1.5-ish on average for soft. That will likely get bogged down somewhat, slightly. It's not great. It does weigh 44 tons. It needs a stronger engine. 750 horsepower doesn't really cut it. 17 is alright, right? It's better than the 15 on the patent, but that's not saying much. This thing could use like 20 horsepower per ton ratio with that crappy of an armor, right? Concealment, fat medium tank, of course, but better than the patent. And view range is okay, it's not the best. Centurion has a 410 meters of view range. So this vehicle doesn't feel that. Yeah, also top speed is not as good as the buffed Centurion. Oh god, why? It sucks. Having better camo than Centurion, but not as good view range. Weighs less, so cannot go ramming. So on paper, it's about the same as with the patented tank in comparison to a M47 or M46 with the 47 turret. It's about the same comparison, so definitely underperforming in comparison to the tech tree counterpart and possibly the premium tanks at this tier. Well, then again, some premium tanks, premium tier 9 mediums are not that great. The 590 comes to mind, so dispersion on that vehicle sucks ass, but it has a gimmick, the auto reloader, so I guess the gimmick with this vehicle is the hesh round. But I mean, unless this vehicle has like 15 degrees of gun depression, right? That might make it a little bit worthwhile, but not really. So a gift tank is a gift tank, but I thought it was the comrade. We don't even have the comrades in the game. It's a comet tank with a 20-pounder. They didn't even add that. So yeah, the comrade 75 is still missing, MIA. But yeah, this vehicle is not that great. This vehicle is fine, I guess, for a free vehicle. You don't want a swarm of GSORs at high tier, but it's a good time to farm these for your marks of excellence, I guess, or possibly personal mission. But it's about like a 4. I mean, if this vehicle had a strong turret front, that would be a 5. I thought this was a 5 based on the turret front, based on the space armor. It's not. It's about a 4. I mean, you will have okayish enough time playing as a sniper, but you're not countering a 7-1 on the same plane of fighting. You're not. So 7-1 has stronger armor on the hull and the turret, a better performing gun, and better mobility with more view range. So in all departments, you are underperforming. This vehicle is better than a patented tank, I believe, but that's not saying much. So it's still like a 4, maybe 4.5 if I'm being generous, but it's like a 4. Well, there you go, folks. Make sure you log in for this vehicle. A collection is a collection. You can also sell this for... How much do you sell the patented tank for? I wonder. It is a rare vehicle per se, but let's see. Actually, 1,000 credits. I thought it was going to sell like 2 million credits. No, you get 1,000 credits out of it. Oh no, the ammo on this vehicle costs more than the vehicle. That's stupid. Yeah, I'm not okay. It's a collector's item, I guess. It's so dumb. So yeah, some of the tier 9s are not that great, but yeah, the free tier 9s are utterly kind of junk. So about the same ballpark as with the Toro, but this is not a premium. This is a special category. So no bond making capability, no credit making capability. It's a free tank of a free, but God, it's okay. I guess it's a 4. Well, there you go, folks. So make sure you log in for your free 1,000 credits and a garage slot. But as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
雪の進軍氷を踏んでどこが川やら道さ知れず馬は倒れる捨てても置けずここはいずくぞ皆敵の国ままよ大胆に服やれば頼み少なやタバコが